Most people don't avoid growth because it's hard. They avoid it because it feels emotionally unsafe. Your brain treats change the same way it treats danger. And once you understand why, the way you've been stuck will suddenly make sense. You don't stay stuck because you're lazy. And it's not because you don't know what to do. Most people already know what would help them grow. What they don't understand is why doing the right thing feels emotionally unsafe. There's a quiet system in your brain that rewards comfort and resists change, even when change is exactly what you want. And once you see how that system works, the way you've been avoiding growth suddenly makes sense. A few years ago, I watched a friend stay in a job that slowly crushed him. Every week he said, "I'll update my CV this weekend." He wasn't lazy. He was terrified that changing jobs would prove he'd wasted the last 5 years. His brain chose the pain he already knew over the uncertainty he couldn't predict. That's how powerful comfort is. So here's the first truth. Your brain did not evolve to help you grow, succeed, or feel fulfilled. It evolved to keep you alive. For most of human history, survival depended on avoiding danger, not chasing potential. Anything unfamiliar meant risk. Anything uncertain meant threat. So your brain learned a simple rule. What feels familiar is safe. What feels unknown is dangerous. That rule kept humans alive for thousands of years. But today, the dangers we face are rarely physical. They're emotional. Failure, rejection, embarrassment, regret. Yet your brain reacts to these feelings the same way it once reacted to predators, by pulling you back toward what feels safe. The comfort zone isn't a place. It's a psychological state. It's where your routines are predictable, your identity feels stable, and your nervous system stays calm. Inside the comfort zone, you might not feel fulfilled, but you rarely feel threatened. Your brain doesn't ask, "Is this good for my future?" It asks, "Does this reduce discomfort right now?" And the moment discomfort appears, your brain sends a clear signal. Stop, slow down, stay where you are. That leads to the second truth. When people avoid growth, they're rarely avoiding the action itself. They're avoiding the emotion attached to it. The fear of being wrong, the fear of failing publicly, the fear of regretting the decision later. Think about a choice you've delayed. It's not the decision that feels heavy. It's the emotional responsibility that comes with choosing. Once you decide, there's no one else to blame. So your brain offers a compromise. Delay. I'll think about it tomorrow. I need more information. Now isn't the right time. These aren't logical strategies. They're emotional escape routes. In the short term, avoidance creates relief, and relief feels like safety. That's why avoidance is so effective. Another reason comfort wins is simple exhaustion. Modern life demands constant decision-making. What to focus on, what to ignore, who to respond to, what matters most. By the end of the day, your brain is tired. And when mental energy is low, your brain defaults to the lowest effort option. Not growth, not change. Comfort. That's why important decisions often get postponed until later, and later never comes. Some forms of growth feel especially threatening, not because they're difficult, but because they challenge who you believe you are. Changing direction can feel like admitting the old version of you no longer fits. If you've always seen yourself as responsible, taking a risk can feel reckless. If you've always been dependable, changing your mind can feel like failure. Your brain treats threats to identity almost like threats to survival, because identity provides stability, and stability feels safe. So staying comfortable often means staying loyal to an outdated version of yourself. And here is the third truth. Comfort doesn't punish you immediately. It charges interest, quietly, over time. You don't feel the cost today. You feel it years later as stagnation, regret, or quiet dissatisfaction. Growth feels uncomfortable now, but comfort becomes uncomfortable later. The goal isn't to force yourself into action. It's to work with your brain. If you want something practical, try this 3-step practice the next time you feel stuck. First, shrink the decision until it no longer feels overwhelming. Make the choice so small that failure barely matters. Second, decide when your mind is clear, not when it's exhausted. Choose a specific time to make one small decision and protect that time like an appointment with yourself. Third, write down the exact discomfort you feel and ask, what is this trying to protect me from? Once you name the fear, it stops controlling you in the dark. Discomfort isn't a stop sign, it's information. Your brain isn't broken, it's protective. It chooses comfort because comfort once meant survival. But you're no longer running from predators, you're navigating choices. And growth always begins where comfort ends. Understanding how your mind works is the first step toward changing how you use it.